What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel, and as y'all can see by the title, it's about to go down. So this story time has been so highly requested. When I tell you, everybody always DMs me like, why did you end up getting out? What made you get out? Like, why did you get out? When did you get out? Are you still in? Like, there's all kind of questions, or like, why am I no longer in the United States military? So today I'm finally gonna drop this story time. So I'm gonna really try to be as serious as I can in this story time, y'all, because this is a real ass story. Like, I know y'all love me because I'm real, but this is a real ass story time. Like, some people are gonna be upset that I'm posting this, like, but I don't care. Like, it's my truth, it's my story. So I'm gonna try to be as serious as I can, but y'all know me, I'm goofy as hell. So if you laugh, it's okay, because I was being funny. Like, if you laughed, it is okay. I'm not feeling no type of way because I'm being like, I just can't help it. I'm gonna really try to be like serious. So for those of you who may not know, I was in the United States Navy. I served from 2017 until 2019. So I served for like 6 months and like 6 months actually. What? So I served for like 2 years and like 7-8 months, something like that, roughly around there. So when I graduated from boot camp, I went to A school. As you guys know, I have all of my videos are on my channel about A school and boot camp, this, that, and the third. So after I went to boot camp and A school, my first command was in Japan. So I was in Japan for a year, and then I left. Getting to that, I left. Now, a lot of people ask me, why did you leave Japan? Why did you leave Japan? Because I was only in Japan for a year. And most people, if you're not familiar, contracts, Navy contracts when you're with of your command is like 2 years, 2 year minimum, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year type shit. You know what I'm saying? So you know, I left Japan. So me leaving Japan, that's a story time in itself. But long story short, just to sum it up without giving too much of that story, is that I hated my ship and I just had to leave. Like, long story short, I'm gonna make a whole nother separate video for that. That's neither here nor there right now though, but that's just a little. So I left Japan and I just hated my ships. And I left Japan and I got stationed in San Diego, California. So initially moving to San Diego, California, I was like, you know what? My last ship was like horrible, but like, this is shore duty. I'm in the States. Like, I'm gonna be good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, my intentions was not to get out the military. Like, I was like, I'm gonna be good. Like, I'm close to home. I was like 2 hours away from my mom's house. Like, I'm gonna be like, this is gonna be a breeze. Like, you know, that was what I was thinking now. So when I went to San Diego, I was there on LIMDU orders. For those of you who don't know what LIMDU orders are if you are unable to do your job due to any physical health or mental health reasons, you would be LIMDU, which stands for limited duty. So I wasn't allowed to stay on the ship. That's one of the reasons why I left Japan, because I wasn't allowed to stay on the ship anymore because I had medical issues. So that, like I said, that's a whole story time. We gonna get to that, but we're focused on why I got out. So there we go. So yeah, I was there on LIMDU orders. So LIMDU orders is, you know, like I said, limited duty. It's different from being on a ship. You're not really doing too much physical work or heavy labor because you're limited duty. You're limited in some type of way, shape, and form. Okay. So after I was leaving Japan, I was like extremely depressed. Hated the Navy, wasn't sure, like, I don't know if this is what I signed up for. But moving to San Diego, I was on, you know, more optimistic, like, hey, you know, there's more, it's better. I'm in the States, you know what I'm saying? There's more positives around me. I can be happier. So I'm not sure when I noticed it, but shortly after moving to San Diego, I realized the Navy, in my opinion, I don't want to hear near hoe, near bitch say anything, because this is my little story, okay? Like, in my opinion, the Navy kind of has its cons no matter where you go. And it's like, yes, no matter what you do in life, it has cons, but it's just, as you guys know from previous videos that I posted, it's just, to me, the Navy cons aren't worth it. They're, you know, they just don't abide. It's not for me, okay? Long story short. So I realized that, like, you know, no matter where I go, the Navy is still gonna be the Navy, so maybe it's not, I thought it was, you know, my shit, but it's me and the Navy. We're having a disconnect. So that's why I started realizing it's just like me and this whole Navy thing aren't connecting. That's when I started realizing that, right? Because it was like, yes, I was in the States. Yes, I was, you know, free. I could drive. I could do me. But it was just like, it was just stuff that was just like, okay, this is still not like ship hopping. Ashley, this is not what you want to do, right? So that's that. So after being in Japan, everything just made me feel worse. Like I felt the same or worse. Like I was so irritated. Like my doctors that were helping me with my health issues were like, oh, they just didn't get where a bitch was coming from. Like it was just like water and oil, and I was just getting so frustrated. My new chain of command was getting on my nerves too. Every roommate they gave me was just irritating. So it got to the point where I was like, I really am unhappy in this career field. It's a lot of cons for me, and I also, you know, I have different passions. You know, I have other dreams that I want to pursue, and this has nothing to do with those dreams. But it was like I could stay because it's like the Navy is a steady check. Like in the corona situation right now, the Navy members, they're still working, but they have a steady check. Like no matter what, I knew every 2 weeks I was going to get a certain amount of money. It didn't matter how many hours I worked, I didn't work, I was gonna get that. So I was like, you know, and it's a steady career. They tell you where to go. Like for 20 years, your whole life is planned out. Basically, just keep working, showing up, da da da. So I'm like, should I stay because it's guaranteed money, guaranteed career path, like guaranteed retirement, da da da, or should I really go be happy because I'm so fucking miserable, right? So y'all, when I tell you, it got to the point where it was like, I remember I would go to my mom's house. Like I said, my mom's house was like 2 hours away from San Diego. So I would go to my mom's house and I'd be so happy, like happy. And it'll be like, soon as I get to base, it was like I was going, I'm dramatic, but I promise you this is how I felt. I felt like every time I got to the gate, it was like I was going into the hell. I mean, not the hell. I was going into the gates of hell. Like it was just like Satan and demons and evil spirits and ghosts. Like I just was like, oh. And something bad always happened. Like something traumatic always happened every time I went back to base. Like a disaster with my work or like in the building, like something. So it got to the point, like I remember 3 times back to back, I went to my mom's house, went back to base, went to my mom's house, went back to back. Something bad happened every time, and I was like just so unhappy. And I was like, God, I don't know if I should stay because I don't want to be a quitter, but I'm so unhappy with this career field. Should I just tell my doctors and stuff that, hey, I don't think that I can get better, I don't want to be here no more? You know what I'm saying? I'll, you know, go ahead and give me an admin separation and just give me failure to adapt, which I was going for, is failure to adapt. So it got to the point I was just like, God, if it just don't get better, then I'm gonna just take that as a sign. When I tell y'all, as soon as I said that, every time I went back to base, it was a problem. Like it was like every time, like when the building was on fire, my roommate got me kicked out. Like it was, oh my God, like God damn, like it's every time I come back here, it's World War III. What's the fuck is going on? So I don't know if that was really a sign from God, but I took it as a sign, and I was like, I told my doctors and my therapist, and I was like, I'm a lost cause. I really don't like it. I don't want to be here. I don't enjoy it. Go ahead. It's okay to go ahead and give me an admin separation for failure to adapt. So they diagnosed me with adjustment disorder, and I couldn't adjust to the military. Mind you guys, disclaimer, in the midst of all this that I'm telling you guys is going on with me trying to figure out if I want to be in the Navy, not want to be in the Navy, while all this is going on, this is the time where I was getting in trouble with the Navy for my YouTube videos. So, ooh, what is this on my hair? Oh. So if you're not familiar, I'm gonna go ahead and link the videos in my description box of my story times about how I basically got in trouble for my Navy videos, the controversy with my Navy videos, me addressing all the backlash that I got from the Navy from my Navy videos. Like, so I'm put that in there so you can fill in on what's going on, so you can get a good understanding of all that I'm dealing with while deciding whether I want to stay or go, how they were attacking me for just trying to share my story with you guys. But like I said, those videos are in the description box below, so that's not back to the story. So like I said, I told my doctors that I no longer wanted to be in the service, and they were like, fine, this got my paperwork, all my paperwork was getting approved. So basically I was getting like an admin slash kind of medical separation, because it was an admin separation, but I was still going to be able to get all of my benefits. So I was happy about that. I was like, cool, because she, like, the way she worded my diagnosis for like mental health, it just made it look like real, like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like a, oh, she just don't like it, she want to quit. It was like, no, like, it's mentally messing with her, da-da-da. So that's why, like, my separation paperwork was going good. I was happy with where that was going. I was like, cool, like, you know what I'm saying? Cool. So, mind you, like I said, this is a little, by the time I get my paperwork and all that, and I'm learning that my paperwork is good and it's going up through the chain of command and stuff, I had just went to the first DRB for my YouTube videos, okay? So I went to DRB again. Fast forward, girl, I went to DRB again. They sent me to DRB again, okay? Can't get into that because that's a whole nother story time. Y'all gotta really pay attention because it's some stories. And I can't give it all to you because we're going to be all over the place and we're going to be sitting in front of this camera for 15 hours. So you just got to bear with me and just turn on them post notifications because I'm telling you, you got to put the pieces together. Put the pieces together. Y'all cannot tell me I didn't hit that note. Y'all cannot tell me I didn't hit that note, period. And that's on Dead Body. Y'all can't tell me I didn't hit that note. Anyways, back to the story at hand. So they were trying to send me to DRB again because the first time I went to DRB for my Navy videos, the Navy court, they lost because my Navy videos aren't harming anybody. They're fine, they're okay, they're cool. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know, keep staying uniform standards is what they were saying. So that was fine. So they were upset that they didn't get me for that. So they were trying to find any little thing. Like if they asked me like, hey, go get the piece of paper. And I didn't like, and I was like, all right, instead of aye, petty officer, disobeying a lawful order, you gotta go up for DRB. And I was just like, so they were hitting me with all these like bull crap charges to go to DRB, right, you guys? So I'm just like, okay, whatever, it is what it is, it is what it is. So it got to the point they sent me to DRB, they sent me to XOY, so I'm just like, it is what it is. Long as my separation paperwork is still in good standing, I'm already getting out. So it's just like, why are you guys attacking me? Like, y'all don't want me in here, y'all don't like what I say about the Navy, I'm getting out of your service. Like, I wasn't understanding, like, I'm getting out of your service. So but I wasn't too much for anybody because it's like I was already getting out, so it was already, they were unhappy with me, I was unhappy with them, so we were already about to have our breakup. So I was, you know, it's no hard feelings. Okay, so everybody pay attention. Whoop, whoop. Put your phone down. I see you scrolling through Instagram, I see you on Twitter, and I see you texting that nigga, no, he don't need to come see you during quarantine. Okay? Pay attention because this story's finna get crazy. It's finna get crazy, okay? So right now, we're at the point where so right now, everybody remember, minuscule little charges, disobeying a lawful order, late, stuff like that. And then, what else was happening? I was getting out. Damn, I gotta say it again one more time. Okay, so everybody remember, my separation paperwork is in good standing. We're on good track. I realize I no longer want to continue in the service. We're good. The paperwork is fine. I'm still getting all my benefits. But while this is happening, remember, they're trying to send me to Captain's Mast for like minuscule charges, being late, disobeying a lawful order, little stuff like that. Like they were just trying to pull anything, like anything to say, oh, she wasn't listening, like anything. They were just trying to pull anything. But like I said, remember, I was just chilling with it. I was like, whatever, I'm getting out anyways. I'm gonna just let them run amok. It is what it is. While all this is going on, I am dating this boy named, oh girl, I was about to say his name. Oh girl, I was about to say his name. Lord God, oh, forgive me. Okay, so at this time I was dating this man, this boy named, we're gonna nickname him Crazy Man. Another disclaimer, I have a story time on my channel called Another Girl Answered His Phone. This is the same guy. I'm gonna put that video in the description box below. But Crazy Man is the same guy from that story time. This happened after that. Yes, I know I was done. Girl, why the hell did you still stay with the fuck bitch after the damn story time? But look, I was going through a hard time. I was depressed. I was sad. I was looking for love in all the wrong places. Let me just tell my damn story. Okay? I was dating Crazy Man from the story time that's going to be linked in the description box below. So, Crazy Man, I was just so head over heels in love with Crazy Man. Like, Crazy Man was just my whole world. I just loved him so dearly. whatever he did, I was gonna come back. Like, he just had me wrapped all up and through his fingers, okay? So Crazy Man had a little bit of a problem. Crazy Man drank a lot, and Crazy Man also did drugs. Mind you, Crazy Man was in the military, in the Navy with me. He's still in the Navy, but that's not here nor there. But yes, Crazy Man, he did drugs. I didn't do it with him. I really hated that he did it. It hurt me so bad. Like, we used to cry all the time about it, because it's just like, why the fuck do you want to do drugs? Like, why the fuck? Like, he used to do cocaine, Molly, perk, all that acid, all that shit. Like, you know that stuff. I don't mean to be like that, but y'all know that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I was so dumb and just a real ass bitch. I ain't gonna fold. I'm gonna stand by him through his whatever. I'm gonna just, you know, call his mom, and I'm gonna just, if it get too bad, I'm gonna call his mom, and I'm gonna work it out, and I'm gonna help him. And if I tell him to stop, he gonna stop. That's what I'm thinking. Just dumb bitch, huh? Okay, so yeah. So at that time, I'm dating Crazy Man. Mind you, keep in mind, Crazy Man does drugs. I'm gonna list these drugs again that he did, whatever the fuck. Cocaine, Percocet, Molly, like pills and shit like that, all that acid. I don't know what all the shit is called, but stuff like that, that realm of, like, you know, drugs, that. So remember, he did that. Crazy Man, I spent, like I said, I was wrapped around me and Crazy Man was like this. So every day, damn near, I was at Crazy Man's house, because he had like his own little apartment on base, like it was cute. So I was with him every weekend, all the time, every time. That was where I wanted to be, period. This happened in April. So me and Crazy Man spent Easter weekend together and every other weekend together. We usually didn't do shit because he was an ain't shit ass nigga, so all he would do is sleep and play the game on me. So yeah, that's what I did every weekend. So 420 came up. The weekend of 420, I can promise you guys not. I promise you guys not. Let me tell you what I did that weekend. 420 weekend, I remember like it was yesterday. My roommate told me that her boyfriend was coming in out of town and he was going to be spending the night in our room. So I asked Crazy Man, I said, can I stay the weekend with you, even though I stayed every weekend with him. I said, can I stay the weekend with you, because my roommate is bringing her boyfriend over here. I want to be here and that's awkward. I'm going to just go over there and stay at my nigga house. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, yeah. So that weekend, that Friday, I texted him when he got off work. I went over there with my little sleeping bag and I stayed over there the entire weekend until Sunday night. Okay? The only place we went is we left his apartment to walk across the street to the bowling alley on base to get some asada fries, because they asada fries on base is so damn good. That's what we did. That's the only place we went, and we might have went to the next afterwards to go get us some Gatorades to go with the asada fries. Like, baby, my memory is good. Don't play with me. So that 420 weekend, that's exactly what I did, okay? So that next week, we have command sweep urinalysis because 420. So they want to make sure, you know, no sailors are smoking, doing drugs, because the Navy has a 0 drug tolerance. It don't matter. You're getting kicked out. There is no second chance. You're done. Period. No drugs. Everybody should know that. So I do my urinalysis test. I'm not worried about it because I don't do drugs. Like, yes, I smoke now, but in that time I didn't smoke. Like, I just started like smoking like that. And now the only reason I smoke like that now is because my roommate smokes. So it's just like, I know, bad influence, whatever. But back then I was like, I'm in the Navy, like what? I'm not finna, it's not that serious. Like, and then back then I didn't know how to roll, buy weed, grams. I didn't know none of that. Like, when I tell you, I didn't know what weed really looked like. When they used to, I need an ounce, I don't get into all that. I'm a lady. I really was like that back in the day. Like, I don't really get into stuff like, just do what it do. And, you know, I wasn't smoking like that. So when urinalysis came after 420, I wasn't worried because, bitch, I don't do no damn drugs. Like, I barely was drinking back then. Like, I'm just not that type of girl. Alcohol don't taste good. Weed, I don't like smelling like that. At that time, I was like, I don't like smelling like that. I'm a lady. I was really not, like, and then, like, my job won't allow me to. Like, I was just really not on that. So life goes on, life goes on. Like, I want to say maybe a month past later, my separation paperwork is still in good standing. Me and Crazy Man are broken up. Who would have thought? You know what I'm saying? Who would have thought? But we were like at that broken up stage where it's like we broken up, but we still communicate to be toxic. Just horrible. So me, crazy man, are broken up. My separation paperwork was just going good, like nothing was happening. I was like so happy, but they were still hanging these charges over my head just to see what's gonna happen. One day I go to work and the legal boy come up to me. So mind y'all, the Navy is trying to kill me with these charges. So me and legal is like this. I see him every day, all day, because it's just like, what the fuck they did now? Hell no, like let me go talk to my lawyer. Like it was on that type shit. Like we was like this. So he came up to me, he was like, hey yo, like I got something to tell you. And I'm like, what now? Like what they do now? And he was like, you failed your analysis. I said, for what? Like, what did I fail it on? He said, you failed for cocaine. Y'all, before we go any further, I promise, I have to bring my good Bible out because I swear to God on my life, hand on the Bible, I've never done cocaine. Ever. Lord, come strike me down, shoot me, kill me dead in my face. I ain't never did coke. Ever. I've never seen it. Ever. Ever. Mind you, now let me just break it down. So when they tell me this, I'm like, y'all really must be capping. Like, I know y'all fuck with me. I know y'all hate me. Y'all don't like my channel. I get that. Y'all don't like my work ethic, my attitude about the Navy. I get that. Whatever. I don't like y'all neither. But now y'all playing a dirty game. These are my initial thoughts. Like, they really are playing the game with me. Like, they're really playing. So then I'm like, wait a minute. Crazy man. Me and him still were like I said, communicating, even though we broke up, and essentially doing the do, even though we were broken up. So I'm like, crazy man, oh my God, he does that. Maybe it's like, is it like if he kissed me and after he does it, like, can I get like, oh my God, like I was treating it like it was AIDS. Like, oh my God, like I kissed him and oh my Lord. Like that's what I was thinking. So like I said, hand on the Bible. And then mind you, like I said, crazy man did cocaine, but I've never seen it. He's never done it around me. He'll do it and then come to my house, or like go to his friend's house and then come back home. Like he never did it in front of me. I have no idea what that mess even looks like. Like I promise to Jesus Christ on this, Lord, I've never, okay? Never. So people in the comments can say what y'all want to say. People who think differently. I know I'm goofy, I act crazy, but like, bitch, I ain't Bobby, and I ain't damn straight no damn Whitney, bitch. Okay? My mom raised me very well, and she does not play. Anybody that knows me knows that my mom, girl, baby, like I said, I've never. Okay? I'm just like freaking the fuck out because like I said, the Navy has a no tolerance for that. Yes, it was like I'm already getting out, but that could jeopardize my whole entire benefits. Like no school, no health, no nothing, like no disability, nothing. So I'm just like, what the fuck? So I freak out and I'm texting crazy man like, what the fuck, bro? Like, you do this shit. Does this shit transmit through like kissing and touch? Like, this is your shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you brought it in the air. I don't know if it's airborne, if you had it in the drawer. I opened the drawer, breathed it in, and that kind of went through my nose. Baby, I don't know how it worked. I don't know if you was boiling it on the stove, accidentally spilled it in my bowl of cereal, came in the room and I ate. I don't know, but baby, it's in me and you got to get it up out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going dumb on him like, I told you to stop doing it. I told you I hate you doing it. Like, like, what the fuck? But getting to this, y'all, it was a command sweep. So every command gets a command sweep after 420. He got a 420 year analysis too, and he passed. So I'm like, part of me is like, bitch, it's you, cause bitch, fuck you. But then part of me like, well, Ashley, how the fuck he passed if it's him? So I'm like real fucked up, y'all. Like, I'm real fucked up. I know y'all fucked up watching this, but baby, I was fucked up. Like, yabber did scabbard. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, okay, what the fuck? So I'm like, he the only person I know in life that I like that interacts with that drug. And somehow they're telling me it was in my system. So I'm like, it has to be him. But I'm like, why the fuck did you not fail? And then I'm just like, wait a minute, Ashley, but they do hate you, like, hate you. And I remember I had urinalysis like every week, and I was just like, what the fuck? Like, they must be trying to catch me. But I'm like, but I wasn't worried because I'm like, well, they could keep trying because, bitch, I don't do no damn drugs. I don't get down that way. At the time, I know I smoke weed now, but fuck it. I wasn't worried. So I'm just like, I remember thinking that, like, damn, I'm on urinalysis every week. But this was a command sweep, so I wasn't really worried about it because everybody was on urinalysis. Like, so they brought me into the little legal room and was like, hey, you got to sign this paperwork saying that you acknowledge the fact that you failed urinalysis for cocaine. And I was like, no, bitch, because I ain't never did cocaine. So I guess we gonna have to go to motherfucking court or go to an admin separation board about it, bitch, because I'll be damned if I go to captain's mass, this nigga reduce my pay, put me on restriction for a drug that I do not do. Baby, hell no, you got me fucked up. You got me fucked up. I said, we can call out all the stops, baby. We can call out all the stops. I can go get a Navy lawyer and a civilian lawyer. We can call off all the stops because I'm not taking this one. I'm not taking this one. I opt to go to admin separation board to fight this case. So long story short, admin separation board is basically court. I had a lawyer. They had their people, and then it was 3 people to deliberate on who was right and who was wrong. Was I guilty or was I innocent, basically? So I meet up with my lawyer. I tell him, he present the case to me, and they let me know, like, even though I popped for cocaine, the number that was in my urine, I guess, was so low. It was like I barely failed it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like, let's say to pass the urinalysis, cocaine needs to be a 5. I was a 6, basically. So he was like, that's a very low number for you to pop one, and then you're saying that you've never ever did it, you've never experienced with it. I didn't go out partying. So they were asking me like, did you go out partying that weekend? And I'm like, no, baby, I was watching Family Guy and watching this nigga play the stupid ass game. Like, no, bitch, I slept and ate and cooked and cleaned all damn weekend for this damn man. I didn't go nowhere. Me and my lawyer are trying to build a case, and we're just trying to build a case. Mind you, y'all, my lawyer was so damn fine. Like, oh, I know I'm supposed to be trying to be serious because it's really as serious, and this was my life and this was happening, but my lawyer was fine as hell, and that's just as serious as this because it's true. He was so damn fine. So damn fine. He was light-skinned, curly hair, tall, and muscles. Like, he was just everything I needed, and I was just like, yes, fight my battles, fight my case. Fast forward, this story time is all over the place. We're at my admin separation board. Like I said, me and my lawyer, we built our case. I knew they were gonna use my channel against me because that's the thing that they hated about me the most. Like, they hated the way I represented the Navy. They hated the way I talked about the Navy. They hated that I was in the Navy. Like, that I would, you know, somehow I got through the cracks. But when I tell you so many motherfuckers in there fucked up like me, but that's not the point. But so I knew they were going to use my channel against me, so they had their case, and then it was the people deliberating. They opened up my case, and of course their opening statement is my YouTube channel. Like, I don't speak positively about the Navy, so obviously she doesn't want to be here. So if she has this attitude, how can we not know that she's not doing this in her free time? And I'm just like, my YouTube videos has nothing to do with drugs. Like, have you ever seen me incoherent? Have you ever seen me being a nuisance? Have you ever seen me slurring or acting strange behavior? That's drugs. Have you ever seen me itching or bobbing or dancing? Like, have you ever seen me doing some crackhead ass shit, bitch? Not my YouTube channel. But then I'm like, on my YouTube channel, I kind of do be acting like a crackhead, bitch. But that's not the point. Like, they went so much as to, I'm gonna put the link in the bio for this video also. Like, this story time, like, when I tell y'all, like, it's just so, like, I'm shaking. But they even went so far as they went on my channel and pulled up my story time about how I fought in Japan, put that up and was like, we see she's a violent person, da-da-da-da. Like, they took that video and ran when it was like, have you ever fought before? Like, have you ever put your hands on somebody? And I'm like, yes, bitch, maybe you. Like, fuck out of here. That ain't got nothing to do with it if I'm on drugs. Like, I'm not on drugs, though. Like, I get it. I'm a personality. I'm wild. I get it. But I don't do drugs. Like, I don't do hardcore drugs. Like, I'm not putting in my fucking nose. What the fuck? While we're in court, all this stuff that I didn't know that was happening behind the scenes is coming to light. Like, I had no idea that my chief was in charge of urinalysis, which was like, I didn't know that, because when I tell you, me and my chief beefed. Like, when it came to my YouTube, oh, we just didn't see eye to eye and we just left it at that and left it alone and just gave you a like that. So come to find out, that chief was the chief of urinalysis. I didn't know that, and I was like, Come to find out, my urinalysis bag, the sample that they took, it had got a hole punched in it or punctured or broke or something or contaminated somehow, but they still used it anyway, which I was just like, so if the bag got broke or unsealed, why did you still test that urine? Like, that should be no longer valid because something could have spilled in it. Like, who knows what could have happened. So that's weird. So like, little stuff is coming out in court that I did not know, but this is their information. So it's like, that's what they used against me, so I wouldn't know it. So I'm just like, overall, we're going at it in the damn admin separation board. We're going at it. So by the end of it, they were using all this information against me, like my YouTube, and that was like invalid. But we couldn't explain a positive test. Like, I to this day cannot explain to you why that test is positive. I have my theories, I have my what I think may have happened, but honest to God, I don't know what happened. Like, I just know I have never consumed that in my body. So it was like the deliberators, whatever you want to call them, 3 people that were in charge of whether I stay in the military or not, if I get kicked out on this charge or not, rather, they were just like, we don't think she did it. Like, it doesn't sound like she did it, but then how will we get this positive test? And then they asked me, they were like, well, do you want to be in the Navy? Because we see you were already in the process of being out. And I'm like, no, but I would not like this charge on me. Like, yes, I want to proceed with getting out, but I don't want to get out on a drug charge, especially for a drug charge that I did not do. If I did it, I would have felt like, okay, Ashley, like, you did it. Like, it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, I didn't do it, so I wouldn't want that on my name. I don't want that on my record. I don't want that in my history. I don't want that. So it was like an they kind of was like so basically 2 of them said they think I did it. 2 of them said 2 said that they think I did it. No, that's not what happened. So basically 2 of them voted that I should not be in the military, and 1 of them voted that I should be in the military. So that's what their vote was. Based on their vote, wasn't did I do it or not. It was more like, do we think she should stay in or not. So 2 were like, no, I think she my and then 1 was like, oh, she should stay. So I was just like, I kind of really didn't want this charge on me. So I was kind of bummed out, but my lawyer told me that I still got my disability and like my house benefits and all that. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm not able to get the school benefit. So the school benefit was the only one that I missed out on. And if anybody knows me, school is just not my thing. Yes, it would have been nice to go to like a trade school if I wanted to or anything, but it is what it is. That was the loss with that. If you want to look at it, I got out on that, but I don't feel that way because, like I said, I know deep down in my core, God knows down in my core, the universe knows down in my core, everybody knows down in my core should know that. Like, I didn't do that. I never did it. I never would do it. It's just not, that's not me. So it was just like kind of one of those things. It is what it is. So I was released from the military August 2019. I was released. Free me. But yes, y'all, that is the real raw tea on my journey on getting out of the Navy. Why I initially wanted to get out, what I was initially getting out for, and what I actually ended up getting out for. Shit is crazy. So I don't know what y'all gotta think about this story time, because this is probably like the realest, rawest, craziest, most fucked up story time video I have on my channel. Like, this is probably gonna shake the room and shake the table, but this is real. Like, this is a real ass story time. So yes, please comment down below, like, tell me what y'all think of this, because like, it literally baffles me to this day, because I'm like, did Crazy Man have something to do with my test? Did my chief have something to do with my test? Did my test breaking during transport or whatever the fuck they said have something to do with the test? Like, what happened? Like, was I sleepwalking and I did it and I didn't know? Like, what happened? Like, it's literally a mystery, because I literally do not know. Like, to this day, like, my friends will ask me like, do you think like it really came from Crazy Man, or do you really think like they like set you up for something? And it's like, to this day, I really don't know. Like, all I know is like, do y'all think it's Crazy Man? Because it's like, but he passed his urinalysis. Why the fuck didn't I? And like, and it was actually going inside of his body. I was just, you know, in his circumference. How the fuck did I fail when he passed? But then it's like, did my chief fuck with my shit because the heat was so hot on me and they were trying to kill me with these charges and get me to fuck about they shit, and everybody was just like, so fuck me? Did they do something to my shit? Like, were they trying to get me up on something? And then it's like, was my bag contaminated because they did say it got fucked up during transportation? Like, what do y'all think? Because I still to this day, I don't even know, and this is my life, and I really don't know what the hell they did or what I did or what I did or didn't do. Like, this shit is just crazy. Finally wraps up this story time. I know this was probably like the longest hold on, wait a minute, I thought you said this story time. It was a lot. I hope everybody got it and understood what I was saying. If you didn't get nothing else from this video, know that I have never done coke. If you don't get nothing else from this story, please get that. Please get that. Please get that. Y'all already know what to do. Make sure you please smash that like button, subscribe, turn on that post notifications, and comment down below on what y'all think happened, because it's all a Blue's Clues mystery. Make sure you guys stay tuned for the next video, because it's gonna get crazy on this channel, as y'all can see. So stay tuned.